Well, all right. Well, welcome back to the Midwest Sports Show.
Can we just fast forward to when all the first four stories about the baseball? Can we just go to five? Can we go to Jace Fry? Who's he?
Jace Fry. Gene, you don't want to know about Jace Fry.
Okay. Well, I'd rather hear about him than anything else you're going to say.
If you want to skip ahead to Jace Fry,
let's go. Let's skip ahead.
You obviously don't know the story.
I have prepared a statement. I would like to read it.
Well, Gene, before we get to that, we're going to wallow. We're gonna preview the show, and we're gonna wallow in your misery.
Let's get that done real quick so I can read off my prepared statement, and then we can move on to Jace Fry.
All right. Well, we'll talk about the heated baseball race.
All right, that's enough about that.
Which the regular season ended as we record this today on Monday, October 1st.
Yeah.
And we'll preview the playoffs.
Yeah. Well,
the Major League Baseball playoffs, where both of our teams will be in the playoffs.
Right. There you go. Now I feel better.
Big preview about that.
Okay.
And we'll also talk about NFL Week 4.
All righty. Let's get right to that.
Gene, maybe this will make you feel good. A young man by the name of Mitch Trubisky.
Oh, Trubisky.
Threw 6 touchdowns.
Let's skip right ahead to that.
But, Gene, you went to Phantom of the Opera at the Pantages instead of watching that game?
No, I didn't see it. I was doing some. I went to the Hollywood Bowl last night. How about this? This is really cool. So there's the Philharmonic celebrating 100 years. And so they had Herbie Hancock with the orchestra. Then Katy Perry. She sang with Katy Perry is a big star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did she go home with Herbie Hancock or what?
They both brought out their lightsabers. Why, you ask? Because John Williams closed it off by directing Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
That was really cool. So,
do you think John Williams ever gets tired of doing Star Wars?
I was thinking that last night, but he's old. Maybe he just appreciates it.
He's definitely conducted that score more times than Mozart ever did, like Fidelio, number 5, or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Well, they did.
That is a Mozart thing,
They
right?
played Stravinsky last night. It was really cool. That was a great night. And so today I felt good. I was optimistic going in today. I go, last night was so great. Maybe today will be good.
You got some culture?
Yeah. Oh, it was great. Okay. And I sat in a box. I sat in a box at the Hollywood Bowl.
These barbarous sports.
Okay. Can I read from my prepared statement?
Down. Gene, we're going to delay that.
Oh.
And because, Gene, it's all about the setup, Gene. No one wants to talk about the humiliation of the Chicago Cubs.
Okay.
At the hands of the Milwaukee Brewers done today.
I would like to make a statement so we can move forward quickly.
All right, go ahead, Gene. What do you got to say?
I would somewhat like to congratulate the Brewers and say they're very good. And it pains me that the Cubs can't stop them.
Wow.
And I hope the Cubs win the wild card, but I think it's going to be tough playing the Brewers again. They're good.
All right, I'll get you.
And I hope the Cubs can just capture magic and win the wild card and then win the World Series. So I'm not giving up hope, but I want to say
not a lot of hope.
I was in Milwaukee in April when the Cubs beat them. Remember the season started? The Cubs beat the Brewers 8 straight times to start the season.
Yeah.
Where's that? Where'd that go?
That's a long time ago. That's a memory.
So good job, Brewers.
All
right. Now we can skip ahead to football.
Well, Gene,
can we? Please.
A lot going on last week in Major League Baseball. A lot of drama going on. The Cubs are about 2.5 games, maybe 1.5 games.
They were 2.5 up until they played the Pittsburgh.
The Brewers played St. Louis, and the Chicago Cubs had 4 games at Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But Gene, before we get to the Pittsburgh series, kind of the Chicago Cubs Twitter.
What did they do?
Besmirched the good name of the Chicago Cubs organization.
Oh.
Apparently, they tweeted out porn. In 2012, and no one noticed it.
I didn't notice it.
If you go back to some of those tweets from 2012,
right,
there's some naughty pictures.
Ooh, that's not good.
The team, according to Deadspin, what a shock that Deadspin is going back through old Twitter feeds and finding porn pictures. Shocking. Wow. But according to Deadspin, the team hastily deleted the tweet as more people saw it, so all that's left now is screen caps. And that's not Billy Williams' grandkids. Let's just say that.
Oh my!
So how did this happen?
How
did the social media kid forget to log in and out during his 15-minute break?
Yeah.
Well, Gene, apparently sometimes when you tweet out a picture, the link,
the
string,
yeah,
it gets reused for other images, and apparently this is a well-known problem that when you tweet out these pictures and you go back a couple of years later, there's a adult image.
Well, I'd rather have adult images
Instead.
on their Twitter site than to lose the division to the Brewers.
All right, so
a heartbreaker.
That's
so now we can move on to
so
football.
the Cubs luckily dodged the bullet with that.
Oh, okay. I was there. I was at Wrigley Field last Monday night as they lost to the Pirates. That's a killer. They lost 2 games. Okay, I got to get over it.
So they lost. It was a 4-game series.
And they lost the first 2.
I'm sorry. Was it a makeup game from a rainout?
No,
or was it just a 4-game series?
That one actually was all 4.
So they lost the first. By the way, Pirates very competitive.
Yeah, the Cubs
don't
scored 0 runs and then 1 run, and that's
by the
hard
way,
to win that way.
So competitive, in fact, that they actually had a makeup game with the Marlins. The Pirates today canceled.
Yes.
No one wanted to see the Marlins play the Pirates.
That would have bumped the Cubs Brewers off ESPN.
Yeah.
And yes.
We'll take you to the Brewers-Cubs game as soon as Marlins-Pirates game finishes. We're in the 13th inning.
As it turns out, if they could have won one of those games, or if St. Louis could have stood proud at home and not got swept by the Brewers, let's skip ahead.
Well, they lost 2 against the Pirates, the Cubs,
yeah,
and then
they
on the
won
third
the
game.
Last 2.
Hold on a second. On the third game,
you
guys were up, 4-6 or something in the top of the ninth?
6-1. Yeah.
6-1 or something, and the
and
Pirates came back.
Tied.
And then our old friend, Cervelli.
How's he doing?
Cervelli, the catcher, who last time we saw him play the Milwaukee Brewers, was concussed and didn't even know what day of the week it was.
Right.
He goes up there and proceeds to bomb against the Ivy and scores 2 runs. So it looks like Cubs are in trouble.
And it would have been, he shouldn't even had that chance because the Cubs, he had a foul out to Rizzo, and a fan grabbed the ball from Rizzo.
Bartman.
Oh.
Don't the Cubs know not to keep their hands inside?
That one disturbed me because as soon as it happened, I go, oh no, now Cervelli's going to do something crazy, and he did.
I think that guy's trying to get a World Series ring in 10 years or something.
He's
I don't know.
a Cubs fan.
Anyways,
can't do that.
Luckily the Cubs did win in the bottom of the 10th. But the damage was done. They won Game 4.
Yep.
And then meanwhile,
they're up a game.
St. Louis is playing Milwaukee.
What's wrong with the Cardinals? Why can't they win one game at home?
I'll tell you what, Gene. I was watching the Cardinals play the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yeah.
And that the Cardinals manager that took over for Matheny and kind of righted the ship.
Yeah.
Not very good.
Well,
apparently,
did they even care? Did the fan? It was
not a lot of people in the stadium.
Yeah. What's going on in St. Louis? I mean, you're playing for a playoff spot, and your manager. I don't know what he do.
Well, he mismanaged Yelich. I mean, Yelich is basically Barry Bonds right now.
He's impossible.
And he mismatched him twice. And the second time, he actually walked Kane to get the Yelich, put 2 guys on base to get the Yelich because it was a left-handed matchup.
Probably hit
and Yelich proceeded to hit a 3-run home run.
Gosh, nobody had a week like Yelich.
And then they gave this manager a extension.
Yeah.
So
and then the Cardinals, the last 6 games they decided to win one game, and it was against the Cubs, and that put the Cubs in this mess they're in today.
Well, I'll tell you what, Gene.
Yes.
I don't think the salsa was working for the Cardinals.
Right.
Maybe you should take that salsa back to New York City.
Yeah, they weren't very good.
And shove it up your ass, losing the last 5 of the last 6.
They won one game. That one, you guys are lucky because you didn't have to play Mikolas.
Nicholas.
He's
Mikhaelis?
good.
Michaelis? Yeah, he's Greek.
He shut the Cubs
I'll tell you
down.
what, the Cardinal way, the Cardinals laid down like dogs.
Wow.
The last
Except
6 games of the
for
season.
one game, and then. But I was relieved the Cubs actually got to play.
Well, all right. So Milwaukee actually got into the playoffs, clinched the playoffs in St. Louis, celebrated in St. Louis, which is always nice.
That's another thing. Every team in baseball celebrated the playoffs except for the Cubs.
Well, the Brewers won
Yeah.
And actually got the Cubs into the playoffs. So I'm sure the bouquet of flowers is on its way to the head office.
When the Dodgers clinched the playoff spot the other night just to make the wild card, and they end up winning the division. But when they made the wild card, they celebrated. Cubs didn't do any celebrating. Isn't that? What about the young?
What happened to Joe Madden?
Youth?
Yeah. What happened to the petting zoo?
So the
hot tub,
if they don't win the wild card,
the disco party,
if the Cubs don't win the wild card, they will have never celebrated. Do you think they're celebrating tonight because they're officially the wild card team?
I don't think so.
Do you think there's champagne after the Brewers beat them?
You know who did celebrate? Well, I was saying, who did they clean up whose locker room?
I wish the Cubs would have celebrated.
You know who did celebrate
in
St. Louis is Bob Uecker.
Oh, I saw that. That was
getting
cool.
a bunch of beer poured on him. So there you go.
Good.
Old Uke.
Good. Hey, that was great. Good for Uke. How old is that guy?
He's like 90 now or something.
Yeah.
He's 80.
Well, he's still. I was surprised he's on the road.
All right, so Milwaukee played Detroit. Detroit actually put a pretty good fight the first two games. They got a young team.
I watched some of the first two games, and the first game, the Detroit went up 3-0. I was like, oh yeah, maybe they're going to do a miracle and help the Cubs out. No, and then by Sunday you say no chance, and they didn't. They crushed them.
All right, so the Cardinals swept Detroit.
God, the Brewers are so hot.
And then it was quite a good sports day yesterday where the Brewers had to beat Detroit. Chicago had to beat St. Louis to force a tiebreaker.
Yeah. And then
first of all, the Cardinals actually got knocked out of the playoffs the day before on Saturday.
Yeah.
So they beat the Cubs.
I'm talking because where's their fans? Against Milwaukee, those games should have been sold out. That should have been. Where's the fans there?
Yeah. So Game 3 on Sunday, the Cardinals get by the way, everyone's playing at noon. By the way,
yeah, everyone played. That's pretty cool. They did that.
Pretty nice.
But they have to. I think.
Although for some reason that game was delayed like 20 minutes. Why are you guys starting late?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, the Cardinals got to an early 2-0 lead.
Yeah, now it's already panicked.
And that stadium was cold. It was quiet.
Yeah, it was very quiet.
People were not happy. People had regretted their choice coming to Wrigley Field instead of watching the Bears game. That's for sure.
Oh, that's right.
And then Hayward has this huge air where he can't even handle the ball like a round ball to him. He gets past him.
Yeah, that's not good.
Not good. And then Yadi Molina didn't play this game.
Yeah,
he's the catcher.
They started like 2 or 3 minor leaguers.
Yeah. So was this game fixed, Gene? I don't know. I don't know. As a Brewers fan, I'm a
little
suspicious.
All the playoff teams just crushed their opponents, so maybe they all were.
Yeah, so not good. All right, so Chicago wins that.
That was good. I felt good about that.
Tie record. I mean, we had 4 teams with tied records this year. I mean, you really don't see that too much. But the Rockies and the Dodgers, I haven't seen too many tiebreakers at all, really, now that I think about it.
I don't think it's never happened like it is. But I'll tell you one thing. Dodgers are good. I've seen, and the Brewers are good. Brewers are really good.
So that sets up a tiebreaker.
I'm giving you props. They're very good. They're really good.
You're a reporter. You're reporting the truth.
If Yelich keeps playing, Yelich is unstoppable. What the hell? And I mean, I remember a few weeks ago they're thinking, well, it's a two-person race between Javi and Yelich, but it's a landslide.
We have a NL Central tiebreaker game today in Chicago. It's Yolis Chassin versus Quintana, who has owned the Brewers.
I know,
basically.
And I felt pretty good. And Quintana, he gave up a run.
Yelich has a chance to become the triple crown winner or triple winner or whatever.
Yeah.
He needs 2 more home runs and a couple more RBIs. 2 more RBIs than Javi, 2 more home runs than
he's got the
Arenado or something, and he's got the batting average. Well, it was a kind of a competition between 2 MVP candidates, Javi and Yelich.
Oh, boy.
And Javi was 0 for 4.
Yeah,
today or something like that.
He's kind of struggled a little bit. Our MVP, when you're MVP, our MVP didn't really step up.
Yelich was 3 for 4, I think.
Yelich
with a couple strikeouts.
Crazy.
And then Arcia. Orlando Arcia, who went back down to the minor leagues earlier in the stadium. Went 4 for 4 today, scored a run. A couple of runs, I think. Big day.
It was tough because, and you even texted me when they lifted Quintana after
after 5 or 6, I think.
After 5, what is 64?
Top of the 5th, I think, maybe something like that.
Pitches.
Yeah, the Brewers did get a run, but it was like a manufactured run where they had to bunt and all that stuff.
A base hit to Yelich, which everybody does.
At least it wasn't a home run. So they pulled him. And the next guy got, I think, a Braun. I think he did strike him out, but
But they got out of that inning, but then Justin Wilson gave up 2 runs.
Yeah, he must have been at 70 pitches.
I don't want to question. I'm glad. I was like, Joe, whatever. Go ahead. But that was a very iffy.
Well, if your pitcher is cruising and he owns a team and he's left-handed and the opposing team hasn't really been past second base unless it's from a bunt. I don't know if Plus, I think you want the Brewers bunting.
We don't have Hader. Our bullpens know it. We're not like the Brewers. I'm saying too many nice things about the Brewers.
All right. Rizzo hits a home run. Brewers score first. Rizzo hit a home run, so it looked like you guys were back.
Yeah.
Cubs
only got 3 hits.
Then Braun got a huge RBI.
Yeah.
All that booing in Milwaukee and Chicago.
I'll tell you,
pays off, folks.
Once they scored the second run, you're thinking, this is going to be a tough one to come back from. One run, Cubs just can't score like that.
3-1. So Brewers win the NL Central.
Which is huge because now they get to host the next 2 series.
And they don't play until Thursday, which I'm not a big fan of, but at least they got this extra game in.
But
that's nice.
It's hopefully they'll either play the Cubs or the Rockies, but
and then Chicago, once the NL Central top leaders,
all right,
now a wild card team, barely got into the playoffs.
2015 we're a wild card, and we had to go to Pittsburgh, and
barely made it into the playoffs. I wouldn't mention, but I'm just joking. But they're going to play the Rockies in Chicago. Now the Rockies beat the Dodgers today in L.A.
No, the Dodgers beat them.
The Rockies lost to the Dodgers today in L.A. Right. So the Rockies have to travel from L.A. this night to Chicago.
Oh my God!
And play the Cubs. It's going to be Freeland and against Lester.
John Lester's pitching.
Yeah.
So please come. Win, because then they'll play. Then they'll go to Milwaukee. I mean, Milwaukee's. I already said enough nice things about them, but the good thing is there'll be a lot of Cub fans there. Maybe that'll spark them to something.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of Rocky fans. By the way, there are a lot of Brewers fans at Wrigley today. So
it's only 60-mile drive or
something. I checked StubHub.
Yeah.
You could get tickets for like $25, $40.
Well, I mean, those Dodgers didn't even sell out today. There are a lot of empty seats. Well, I mean, it's a last-minute game
during the day.
Yeah, during the day.
I would definitely go.
I would have.
If I was in Chicago, I would have.
I would have been there for sure. You got to support your team. So, Cub fans, need you tomorrow. Be loud. Please beat the Rockies. Just let's beat the Rockies, and then they can celebrate. Then they can Then
they can drink beer.
The Cubs haven't celebrated yet. That's not right. They need to celebrate making the playoffs.
Hey, when there's no pressure, there's no pleasure, right? Is that what Joe Madden says?
Adult thing.
All right. And Gene, Jace Fry, White Sox pitcher.
Okay, finally. I didn't know who he was.
Got his first game cert for a bullpen game.
Oh, okay.
And meanwhile, his fiancée changed a bunch of Instagram posts.
I know who you're talking about.
Of him and said fiancé.
Yeah, that's
of pictures of them. Changed the headings. What do you call it? The captions.
Yeah.
Including him and her kissing. Another year wasting my life with this sociopath.
Yeah.
It's not something you want to see on your Instagram.
Terrible.
Renamed it. And then another picture of them like embracing. When you hope he doesn't give you another STD.
Wow. That's
Yikes.
rough. That is rough. I know what you're talking about now. That's oh boy. Hopefully I'll never.
That's what I'm saying, Gene. You can't really scorn women these days. I might have worked back in the Mad Men days.
Right.
But now that everyone has Facebook and Instagram, if you treat a person badly, a woman badly, it's going to get out there. So stop. Don't do it.
I have great respect for women and love them. I'll vote for him. I voted for Hillary. Oh, this isn't a political. Okay, whatever.
All right. And then Gene, former Brewer, CC Sabathia.
He's very overweight.
Well, didn't he lose a bunch of weight and then he gained it back? He stopped drinking?
Wasn't he just eating Captain Crunch for a while? And now, oh man, he screwed up big time.
CC Sabathia, former Brewer, legend, by the way, pitched 3 games in 8 days or something like that.
That was 2011, I believe.
The last time they won the division in 2011.
I just know that because I saw that stat, 2011.
Well, he's pitching for the Yankees now. Of course, they give him a huge contract, and he, shockingly, Gene did not live up to it. A pitcher not living up to a huge contract. Shocking.
Well, hey.
And, apparently he was, relief pitching in the middle of the game the other day against the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, or just the Rays now, I believe, just the Rays.
They did get rid of the Devil, yes.
And he threw at a batter, not sure which one, but apparently they had some bad blood, and immediately got rejected, and CC Sabathia is going off the field, grabbing his crotch, pointing to the Tampa.
Didn't he say P?
No, he's pointing to the Tampa Bay bench, grabbing his crotch, saying, "That's for you, bitch."
Oh, he is a B word.
Emphasizing the bitch at the end. And,
I guess the P word, B word.
Not only did he get the last laugh, well, Gene, he got the last cent taken away from him. That cost him $500,000 because of a clause in his contract saying you pitch so many innings, you're going to get $500,000.
Yeah, and now he's suspended next year for 5 games.
Oh,
too.
really? Wow.
Yeah, for the first 5 games.
You know what? I mean, if I was the Yankees, just give him the money.
Yeah.
All the batters, the Yankee batters, just pitch in 10 G's, 50 G's each. That's an inning worth of work. Just pay the man the money, right?
We'll see. Hey, the Yankees won 100 games. They're in the wild card, so I shouldn't feel too bad about the Cubs. Hey, Yankees could win the World Series. So could Oakland. So could everybody. I would not rule. I think anyone could win. Hopefully the Cubs are in that conversation.
Yeah.
I'm still upset about the game. It just happened.
All right, so very exciting for baseball.
Yeah, it is. This would be good.
A lot to look forward to.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Gene, it's football season.
Oh.
As I'm sure you might have
That's
noticed.
relief. Iowa didn't play this week, so no updates on that.
And it's NFL Week 4. Gene, are you in a, what do you call it?
My first fantasy
league?
I've never done fantasy before, but our family is in one pitting us against our in-laws. So, yeah. And I'm 2-2 so far, although I lost to my niece yesterday. But she goes to Syracuse, so she knows a lot about football. I'm proud that I actually have a lineup. So that's pretty good.
All right, Gene.
I had the Bears defense. That's been going well.
Gene, you sound like you're someone from 1996 who logged on to Yahoo for the first time.
Well, I didn't know much. I don't know. It's pretty exciting, though, doing fantasy. I don't know. It's fun, I guess. I don't know much about it.
All right. Well, Gene, Week 4 started with a bang.
Okay.
In Los Angeles, actually.
Yeah.
I did not go. I mean, I'm not going to go to this game, but Gene, would have been a fun game to go to. The weather was nice here on Thursday in LA.
But, I mean, going to Inglewood, people don't know about LA. Going anywhere at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, especially Inglewood, forget about it.
It's at the Coliseum, right?
Oh, the Coliseum. That's even worse because that's not. I know Inglewood's where the new stadium is.
You take the train, but.
Yeah, but you're right. You'd have to because just going down because it's downtown where you see it.
After Minnesota got spanked against Buffalo last week, they come into LA to play the Rams, who are probably the best team in the league. Jared Goff was throwing some crazy throws.
He was good.
He had touch. He was looking good.
I didn't see the game. Oh, because the Cubs were playing. But from what I gather. From my fact-finding mission, he was very good. So was the other guy, Kirk Cousins.
It was a shootout, the high-scoring game, and I'll tell you what, the Rams, they look like they're a professional team, and everyone else looks like they're playing college football. That's how much better they look. Here's some gory news. The Vikings long snapper loses a tip of his finger that got stuck in someone's helmet.
Those replays, did they show it?
Gee, I didn't watch. I didn't watch Effort's angle.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Nope. I'm good on that.
When they say it's gruesome, I'm out. Yeah. I am out.
Yep. Los Angeles Rams did win. The secondary got torched. The Minnesota secondary got torched. Ron Zimmer. Or is that his name? Don Zimmer? Ron Zimmer?
Mike Zimmer?
Mike Zimmer.
The coach?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Mike
He said, everywhere I've been, our pass defense hasn't been this poor.
Yeah.
Mike.
Uh-oh.
You're the coach, right? You're the coach?
Oh, this is on you,
Mike.
Same thing with Tampa Bay. This is on you, Dirk.
Yeah. And, Gene, we're kind of briefly talking about Everson Griffin last week, the Minnesota Viking player who has some mental problems. Well, some more information
what do you got?
Came out, including he was at one point being sent to a psychiatric hospital in a, an ambulance, and he jumped out of the ambulance.
Nice.
Because he thought people were talking to him, and he actually tried to break into another teammate's house.
How's he going to come back?
Apparently that night.
He's a good player. I guess, right?
Yeah, he needs some psychiatric help because I mean, can you imagine being that dude's like wife?
Oh my God!
Like this crazy monster that's like 300 pounds and he can like just all muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Jason's girlfriend.
You better hope you get an STD from your baseball playing boyfriend. Wow. If you have a football playing boyfriend who's crazy and he's getting messages from God.
Yeah.
Not
these
good.
Guys, some of these guys are they're unstable. And it's not just concussions.
They're getting their heads beat in repeatedly their whole life.
No, it's not just that. They're unstable people. There's a lot of unstable people. Have you ever looked at yourself? Okay.
Gene, the more I think about it, I think there's a lot of people that just have chemical imbalances.
Yeah, that's right. Have you seen Kanye?
No.
You didn't see his Saturday Night Live?
Yeah, I don't watch SNL.
I watched his performance to see him, whatever.
All right. So yeah, Minnesota. So Minnesota, once the prohibitive favorite of the NFC North,
not anymore.
Not looking too good.
Now it's pretty kind of wide open.
Not looking too good.
Right?
Well, the team that beat Minnesota last week, Buffalo.
How were they? Not good at all?
They come into Green Bay, and I'll tell you what, I'm really glad Buffalo got really good for 1 week against Minnesota.
Right.
Because they look like shit.
Was Josh Allen terrible?
Josh Allen looked like a rookie QB.
Wow.
And every time I looked up, I looked like the Packers were sacking him.
How was Clay? And, no penalties?
Yeah, no penalties today. Clay actually did hit someone that someone could have thrown the flag, but
right.
I think they came back on the penalties. I don't think they had.
Yeah, I know. They had to.
They pulled back on the penalties.
I didn't see any of the game. I didn't see any football. I was watching the Cubs. But Aaron Rodgers wasn't very happy, right? Is that
well? All right, we'll get to that in 1 second. Aaron Rodgers, I
shouldn't have jumped the gun.
I would say Aaron Rodgers looks about 80%. He looked really good.
Yeah, he ran actually.
Yeah, he was making runs and all that stuff.
And he's wearing a knee brace.
Yeah, and speaking of running, Gene, we scored a rushing TD.
When's
the last time you've seen a Green Bay running back run a TD into the...
I'll say 2014.
You're probably correct. You're probably not inaccurate. We actually got a rushing TD, Aaron Jones. Miracle of miracles. And then, yes, as you mentioned during the press conference afterwards, Aaron Rodgers said the defense looks Super Bowl caliber, playoff caliber. Not so much the offense.
Wow. What was going on?
Well, let me tell you something, Aaron.
Oh, this is to Aaron, not to me.
When your
I asked the question, but
when your knee
right?
is the size of a pumpkin getting ready for Halloween and you can't practice,
right?
Well, then, yeah, maybe the offense is going to look a little unsmooth, a little rough. So maybe he gets more reps in there with Geronimo.
Oh, I see.
Geronimo and Devontae.
But he can only... Yeah, you're right. Okay.
And let's talk later.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So who knows? Maybe he's pissed off at McCarthy.
Maybe he's getting better then. If he's getting better. But the Packers got to go on the road. Don't they have to go on the road eventually?
So
they've had 3 home games so far out of 4.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's talk about the Bears before we look.
Okay,
for next
I didn't
week.
see any of it. I was shocked though when when you see the score. I go, that can't be. I was thinking, did the defense have 7 interceptions run back for touchdowns? Wow.
I don't know, but I had it on.
You did?
Fitzpatrick.
It's over.
He left that in Tampa Bay.
They're a mess. Now they're back to being a mess.
He left that in the pirate ship.
Jameis Winston
threw a bunch of interceptions, fumbled a couple times. Khalil Mack, pretty good football player. Pretty good football player. Bill Simmons is talking about how he might be the MVP, just MVP straight up.
Right.
MVP of the league.
Yeah.
No surprise there.
It's another strip sack.
And then Mitch Trubisky. I saw the Bears score a bunch. At least I saw the scoreboard go up. I'm thinking, okay, this must be runs. This must be interception, pick sixes. This guy had 6 touchdowns by the third quarter.
I don't think that's ever. Oh, I don't know if it's ever. I don't think it's happened. He threw 5 in the first half. I think that was Bears' record.
Well, so why did they let up? Why didn't they have this guy throw 10?
I don't know what's going on, but I think Tampa Bay is really, really bad. Really bad.
And they actually put Winston, Jameis Winston in.
Yeah, that's.
And I think Jameis Winston threw like a pick 6, or he looked like crap. Yeah.
Yeah. But, man, so Bear fans got to be excited about Trubisky, I would think.
Yeah. So what, did you listen to the Chicago media today? Are they all over the moon?
Very, very, very excited. Yeah, I listened to ESPN Chicago. Yes. Oh my gosh, it's a savior's coming to
All
town.
Right. Well, I'm glad they enjoyed that morning because tomorrow.
Well, they have a bye now. They can enjoy it for 2 weeks and just brag about how great.
Well, I was just going to say the Cubs probably brought everyone back down to earth.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The stuff I listened to is before the Cub game. So. Yeah.
All right, and then Detroit played Dallas.
I watched actually some of that a little bit.
Dallas is not a good team, Gene.
No,
Dak Prescott, even though he led them in the fourth quarter to win, he's not a good quarterback. And
he doesn't look good. Zeke's got too much hair.
Yeah, Zeke. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan.
So
of Zeke.
Detroit's actually pretty decent now.
Well, they lost. So let's look at the NFC North.
Yeah, because I think the Packers could be in. They could do some, but they got to go on the road and win some of these games. From where they go now, and Bears are off this week. So
all right, so Bears are 3-1.
Yeah.
Packers are 2-1-1, so they're in second place.
Yeah.
Vikings are 1-2-1.
Yeah.
And the Lions are 1-3.
That's not okay. I take
that one win for the Patriots. Not great. All right, so let's look at Week 5 here. What we got? Let me kill time here. Okay, Packers at Lions.
Okay,
that's in the morning.
That's a big one.
I think Lions are probably going to win that actually because the Packers don't play very well in Detroit.
I don't know. I'm going to go with Packers. I think Aaron Rodgers gave him a talking to. He gave him a stern talking to. That should make a difference.
And then Vikings at Eagles in the afternoon.
Ooh, that's tough.
Pretty tough.
Man, Vikings. Talk about tough back-to-back. You go from the Rams to the Eagles.
Yeah, tough schedule.
That's very tough.
Even though the Eagles lost yesterday. So, all right, and then really quick, Cleveland at Oakland.
I was hoping Cleveland would win because I'm all in on Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, he looks good. He's actually making plays. He looks like a real quarterback.
Yeah,
so,
he looks. Josh Allen, you're worried about. Josh Rosen, probably worried about. But Baker, good. Sam Darnold, you might be worried about.
Yeah, maybe, but he'll be all right. Well, Cleveland lost eventually in overtime to Oakland. I don't know. Everyone's complaining about the call. Well, it was a spot. They gave him the first down,
right?
And then they reviewed it, and then they changed the call from a video review.
I didn't see it. So
I didn't really see it, but I heard about it later. But when have you ever heard them like, okay, everyone on the field actually saw this happen, but we're going to be up here in the in Manhattan watching the video, and we're going to tell you where that ball is actually physically placed, even though we're looking at two-dimensional screens. Yeah, I don't know. I'm surprised that they changed that. But they did. And then, Cleveland's receivers dropped the first three passes that Mayfield threw.
I don't like Oakland
in overtime.
And what they represent, and I love Cleveland. I'm really very partial to them.
Well, I think Cleveland's going to go have a pretty good couple of years now because I think Baker Mayfield is the real deal. So.
Myles Garrett.
He has a good game. Well, Gene, ESPN ran a segment.
I heard about it
before the Browns game.
Then I just kind of went away from it.
Before the game started, Johnny Manziel, former Browns quarterback, now playing for the CFL, I believe, right? Or the
plays
AFL?
for Montreal Alouettes.
Well, someone over at ESPN, that would be a good segment if they had Manziel write a letter to Baker Mayfield.
Oh, not good.
And
that sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah, well, the one that they aired on ESPN.
Yeah.
With had a lot of tropes and a lot of sports writing kind of bullshit.
Right.
The real letter, though, was just basically a bunch of bars in Cleveland with easy chicks.
Oh.
That was the real letter to Baker from Mayfield.
Yeah.
Hey Baker, these are the bars out. Just tell them that Johnny. Tell them that Johnny sent.
Hey, I think Baker, he'll make good decisions. He's not going to be like Johnny.
Well, he took a picture of him with a Bentley and a tiger.
Oh.
So I don't know about that.
Johnny did or Baker did?
Baker Mayfield, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe that wasn't the smartest thing. Yeah.
All right.
What about Penn State, Ohio State college football? Did you watch that?
I heard that was a controversy call as well. Penn State was like whooping on them, and then had like a fourth down.
14. They're up by 13 with like 6 minutes to go. Ohio State was great, and then Penn State had 4th and 5. Their last drive, and they made such a bad. They made
it was like a draw, right?
Yes,
and the guy ran right into the
and
line.
Their quarterback was great. Penn State's quarterback, yes. So
why does Ohio State always gets off the lucky breaks?
But they might not lose. They're really good. And they don't have to play Iowa, so that helps them.
All right. Well, Gene, it is 84 degrees here in Los Angeles.
Today's
October 2nd.
Summer's back in L.A.
So this studio is scorching.
How do you feel about the Brewers? They could win. I'm telling you, they could win the World Series for sure.
What I'm telling you is I really wish I would have taken that 33-1 odds way back in the year when I said.
Wow.
What were we talking about? I feel very, very dumb right now.
I want to say I hope the Cubs win, but they could. I don't know. I don't. Well, we'll see. I just hope they get to the Brewers. They get to play the Brewers again.
They're gonna lose to the Rockies wild card because they don't want to see the Brewers. That's the thing.
If the Cubs lose at home to the Rockies, that is going to be very depressing.
Does Joe Madden come back next year?
I don't know what deals.
How many more years?
He's got one more year left on his contract. Oof. But from what people say, I don't know if there's smoke and there's fire. Or maybe they're just fire, or maybe they're just smoke. But I don't know.
Do you think maybe the Madden circus is running out of patience?
Bring in Joe Girardi.
Oh, God. Would you want him?
I love Joe Madden.
Maybe that made sense 10 years ago, but no.
I don't know, but that seems...
How about Dusty Baker?
Wow. I was there last time. No thanks. No thank you.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so that's the show for this week. Thank you so much for listening, and watch the show on Facebook or YouTube. I'm uploading it there as well. Just look up Midwest Sports Show. And then, listen to the podcast on iTunes.
If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even be here. And you, because after what the Brewers did, it's not, but they're good. They deserve it.
Yeah, well, I told Gene he's got a lot of guts showing his face around here.
One thing, I'm mad at the Marlins. Why the hell did they trade Yelich? Why? And then
you guys blame Theo. Theo was going after Yelich, but he didn't pull the trigger.
Oh my God! He
got outdueled by David Stearns once again.
That's amazing. And the other thing is the Cardinal fans way to show up against the Brewers. Not. That's until you call yourself until you show. I mean, that's to go to the playoffs, and the fans aren't there, and whatever.
I told you they lied down like dogs.
Yeah,
like the dogs they are. St. Louis.
Better reevaluate.
All right. So for Gene Steichen, my name is Chris Stotts. It has been the Midwest Sports Show. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye, everybody. Oh, happy birthday, Aunt Doris. She's 95.
If she's still here with us.
She is. I just saw it last week.
Okay.
Fantastic.
All right. Bye-bye.